Awesome.
You just won't happen. I was in Mongolia in 1992 with my son, and we're sitting there with the president of the Mongolian Stock Exchange, and he's telling me how many hours he works and all the challenges that he has, and they're trying to elect a government for the very first time. And I said to him, what drives you? And he said, well, you know, we have all these kids, because he's working at Turtles every morning. They have kids lining up down the street to want to learn about capitalism and democracy, and he's trying to do all these. He's 27 years old, he drives a Mercedes. You know, he was educated in Cuba and Hungary, and he's in the United States Department of Commerce at Harvard for 6 months. He developed a stock market in Mongolia, where they've never had free enterprise, never had stock market. So what drives you? And he's like, well, he says, you want to know the truth? He says, this country's a mess. Inflation's like 200 and some odd percent, charges 60% just to borrow money. You know what I mean? And he started going through it. He says, the press came to me and I told him the truth. The old Politburo was not telling the truth. Everything's fine, trust me. That's the first time they ever had to be elected. He told the truth. He says, the next day I ended up at the police station. And he says, you see these teeth right here? They were all broken off. And he said, I learned right then and there that everything that I own can be taken away from me like this, except what I have right here, and nobody can take that from me. Now I remember that moment, and my son remembers that moment, because I hit him pretty hard. 17 years old. Are you listening to what he just said? 5 years later, reading my journal, I read what he said next and changed my life. Because what I have right here is of no value to anybody except me, unless I give it away. Then it has a life of its own. So as you acquire, and we talked share as one of the 3 components of being alive. You have to capture, you have to experience, capture, and share. That's what it's all about. And when you share an experience and you give it away, it has a life of its own that will outlive you. It goes on with or without you. That's the gift of living that you can give others.